Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here at Celestia. We're going to talk a little bit about I want to say elephant in the room, but that doesn't work. Maybe the bear in the room. We're going to talk about this rising wedge pattern and kind of see what that means for us. Obviously indicate a few key factors as well with the price action potentially pulling back, and then ultimately just take a look at some fair value gap and liquidity levels too. So if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I truly hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader, though, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. We have a trading academy, community, and signal group where we can all learn and grow together. It's a phenomenal experience. Quick congrats to our community members here for some fantastic scalps from Avalanche. Took a good 14%, 13% there in just 1 to 2 hours, and we did hit a small stop loss from Litecoin, but we replaced it with the 36% profit from Avalanche. So again, the market gives and takes, but the key is to take more than give, or to take from the market instead of giving to the market, if that makes any sense. All right, folks, so let's go ahead and talk about this here and just get to the brass tacks. So when we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, we can identify that we're still over 50 on the RSI. Okay, so that's typically a bullish sign. MACD is still diverging, but wants to converge, okay? It doesn't really mean much, honestly, but it does tell us that we're still on the right side of tracks. Again, you may not get indicative information from the charts, but you can get some telling information letting you know that you're kind of leaning more towards one side or the other. And the 4-hour time frame is still leaning more towards bullish continuation. Okay, we got this previous support or previous resistance turn support level here at about $50. Sorry, oh, that'd be nice, right? $5.50. And if we can see here, the price wick down there a couple times to bounce off that level. We're also tentatively above the 20-day SMA, 50 days traveling behind. So these are all bullish signs. Now, when it comes to the Elliott Wave, on the smaller time frames, we want to talk about that. We'll get to that in a minute. We have some overextension previously, so this coin does not care about being massively overextended. Most of the market doesn't care about that right now anyways, honestly. But if we take a look at the hourly here, this is where things get kind of interesting. Let's quickly note some liquidity levels here. Previous liquidity levels have been swept, okay? So the price action coming back up to this level to sweep liquidity basically doesn't mean anything. In other words, there's not a lot of merit or incentive for market movers to push the price action to this range. While the price is increasing right now, that's because Bitcoin is uniquely surging from 36,000 to 36.5, 36.6, testing that resistance level. We're starting to see coins like this wanting to take off because of that, but if Bitcoin doesn't, we could see the price pull back as well. Let's talk about quickly to note, what is it, Ichimoku Cloud on the hourly. We're above the cloud and we're in good shape there, and we are definitely looking pretty decent in the overall sense of things here. So the hourly time frame, so let's summarize here. 4-hour time frame has mostly bullish qualities. There's really not much there that's telling us it wants to pull back. We're above key level supports, we're above moving averages, and of course we have healthy continuation on the 4-hour time frame based on money flow index and RSI. For the hourly time frame, we can confirm we're above the cloud here. While it's not like amazing entry, and you want to consider taking it long because we're not fully free and clear of the price action yet with the lagging span, we are still in a situation where we have momentum and continuation. So 2 out of 3 indicators here are leaning more towards up. If we take a look at TD sequential, we had an overextension here previously and again here. So within this range, we've been overextending ourselves to both directions. Okay, so that's actually very healthy, and that's what we want to see. So the likelihood of the price action coming up to another 9 and rejecting is still fairly high. Keep in mind, you come up to the previous resistance level and you retest it multiple times, you're more likely to break as well. Okay, so there is that. And the last thing we want to note here as well is, again, as I mentioned earlier, the bear in the room. Elephant in the room sounds better, but I like bear. It makes more sense. Because again, rising wedge patterns are notoriously bearish signs, okay? What that basically just means is you have situations where the price action continuously hits lows, right? You're creating a trend line. And then, of course, concurrently, you're starting to see this ascending/rising trend line as well that keeps getting retested too, squeezing it into a position. The reason why you lose momentum is because bulls can only push so hard, so fast in a certain direction without correction, and the price typically breaks to the downside. So hypothetically, we get one more retest here. The price, I'm confident the price would continue to come lower and to retest some of these lower Fibonacci levels. Again, 0.5, 0.618, the most consistent. So really what this tells us here is that we may just be range bound, and that the price action, instead of breaking up or down, might just continue to stay between 550 and upwards of 675. Okay, that would be ideal because range bound activity is fun to trade, kind of easy money in that sense. Last but not least is Elliott Wave here. It's kind of telling us that it does want to pull back. This is kind of janky just because of the fact that it's creating unique highs and lows. And truth is, we don't know if this is our B pattern here is fully formed. So if the price action breaks through this level here at about 670, this will become invalidated. But if the price doesn't go any higher than 670, then we're going to be in a position right now where the price action will continue to make a lower low. So if we start to see the price kind of curve out and start to come back down, that'd be a consideration for a short to come on down here lower, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right here, just a little bit above the price action, kind of see if it continues higher. That's a good consideration for a short, because ultimately we do need to break this most recent high at about 640 to have any luck, because we can see a pretty obvious line here where the price action has had difficulty passing in the past. We kind of had this false positive here when Bitcoin was doing really well, 38,000, about to break it, and just kidding, we just swept the liquidity to pull it back down to the low 35,000 range. Okay, so again, all this manipulation in the market leads me to believe that the price action is more likely to pull back at this point than to increase. And also note too, again, Bitcoin was trying to come up here and break this resistance and hasn't had any luck yet. If that doesn't break, then we don't see this coin break out, in my personal opinion. So again, we're going to need to have a pretty good day from Bitcoin to see this coin perform massively, at least right now. The next couple of days, if the price continues to stay range bound, I do think we're going to be able to see the price action continue higher, because we do have this interesting little pattern here where the price is essentially making higher lows on the smaller time frames. We got to look at that too. Okay. Again, a lot of little factors, kind of everything adding together, still leads me to believe that we're pulling back, at least on the smaller time frames. But we got to wait. Okay. So the truth is, when you walk away from this conversation, do not say Crypto Cash says to take a short position. No, I'm just simply telling you that it seems much more likely on the smaller time frames that we're going to see a pullback. The 4-hour time frame is still conferring bullish behavior, and the daily pretty much has that as well. We just don't have enough data for a true good analysis on larger time frames. So to me, we kind of add that all together. It's a consideration to not take a trade. Remember, good traders look for reasons not to take a trade than to actually find one. Because again, if you try to look for opportunities, you're more so looking for potential failure because you're trying to force a trade. All right. Again, just stuff I teach in my trading academy. Be sure to check that out. Forgot to mention too, be sure to check this out as well. Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. We're partnered with them. If you use my link, you get some fantastic newbie benefit rewards. Most of it's deposit rewards and like some little loot boxes you can get. And again, be sure to use them. Phenomenal exchange. I really like them. No KYC, no VPN. That's the main reason why we're partnering with them, just to ensure all my US and Canadian members have a decent chance to be able to continue to trade, right? Kind of sucks when all that KYC stuff happened earlier this year. Anyways, hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.